Once upon a time, in the beautiful Kingdom of Lumaria, there was a young prince named Orion. The kingdom was a magical place with crystal-clear rivers, towering mountains, and forests filled with creatures that could talk, sing, and dance. Lumaria was ruled by King Cedric and Queen Elara, Orion's wise and kind parents. They loved their people and the land, believing it was their destiny to protect it. But they also believed that one day, Orion would be the one to unite Lumaria and defend it against an ancient evil that stirred in the shadows. Orion was not only brave but also curious. He had a big heart and loved exploring Lumaria. His parents often reminded him that exploring was important. It allowed him to learn, grow, and understand the land he would one day rule. One warm afternoon, Orion decided to venture deeper than usual into the Forest of Echoes. The forest was called that because it whispered secrets of the past and hummed with ancient magic. Trees reached up as if they were touching the sky, their branches twisting like friendly arms. Orion had heard stories about the forest legends, but never imagined he'd discover one himself. As Orion wandered, he noticed a strange glow coming from a clearing ahead. Curious, he pushed through the bushes and found himself standing before an enormous stone, and in that stone was an ancient sword. The blade was almost hidden, overgrown with vines, and the hilt sparkled with strange symbols that glimmered like stars. Orion couldn't resist. He placed his hand on the hilt, and to his surprise, it felt warm, as if it were alive. Suddenly, a powerful surge of energy rippled through him, and the whole forest seemed to come alive. Animals poked their heads out of burrows, birds stopped mid-flight, and a hush fell over the trees. It was as if the entire forest was watching. With one pull, Orion lifted the sword free from the stone. Light exploded around him, filling the clearing with a dazzling glow. It was the eldrian, the enchanted sword meant for the true ruler of Lumaria. Legend had it that only the one destined to protect Lumaria could pull eldrian from the stone. Orion held the sword high, feeling its power and warmth, but also the heavy responsibility that came with it. Just then, he heard a familiar voice. It was Mirren, a wise owl and one of his father's trusted advisors. Mirren had watched over Orion since he was little and knew all the secrets of the kingdom. "Orion," Mirren said, his voice filled with pride and concern. "By drawing the eldrian, you have awakened a powerful magic. You are no longer just a prince. This sword marks you as the protector of Lumaria. But with this gift comes a great challenge. Are you prepared?" Orion felt a mix of excitement and fear. I think so, Mirren. I don't fully understand, but I want to protect Lumaria. I want to help the people and creatures of our kingdom." Mirren nodded approvingly. "Then you have the heart of a true ruler. But remember, Eldrian's power isn't just in its strength. It is a sword of wisdom and kindness. You will need to use it not just to fight, but to bring peace." As they spoke, the forest seemed to come alive with renewed energy, and Orion felt a bond with every living thing around him. He realized that being a leader wasn't just about being brave or strong. It was about caring for others, understanding them, and sometimes even protecting those who couldn't protect themselves. For the next few days, Orion trained with Mirren, learning about Lumaria's history and the legends of Eldrian. He met creatures who had watched over Lumaria for centuries. Wise deer who knew every inch of the forest, ancient turtles who had seen the kingdom's struggles, and even playful foxes who taught him to listen to the land and sense danger. Forest edge, Orion noticed a young fawn stuck in a thicket. The thorns were too sharp for it to escape. Orion's first thought was to use Eldrian to cut through the branches. But then he remembered Mirren's words about wisdom and kindness. Instead, he gently untangled the thorns, freeing the frightened fawn without causing harm to the plants. The fawn looked at Orion with big, grateful eyes and nudged his hand. It was a small act, but Orion felt proud. He realized that every action, no matter how small, was important in protecting Lumaria. At the end of the week, King Cedric and Queen Elara summoned him to the royal hall. They had heard of his adventure and of how he had drawn Eldrian. They looked at him with pride, but also with seriousness. "Orion," said his father, "you have taken the first step toward your destiny. But remember, the true strength of a ruler is in his heart and mind. Eldrian chose you because it believes you can lead with kindness and courage. Queen Elara embraced him. You are still young, my dear son, and there is much to learn. But with every choice, remember that Lumaria is not just a kingdom, it is a family, and you are its protector. With that, Orion felt a new sense of purpose and excitement. He had much to learn, and he knew his journey was just beginning. But he also felt the love and support of his family and the creatures of Lumaria. He was ready for the challenges that lay ahead, for he had the heart of a true protector and the wisdom to guide him. And so, with eldrian in hand and a brave heart, Prince Orion took his first steps into his destiny, ready to protect the Kingdom of Lumaria and all who called it home.